Where do I even begin with this one? I guess it started when I needed a new vehicle because my 2004 Silverado rolled over. Imagine it. It was September of 2019. I was going to trade school. I needed a new vehicle. I was currently driving a 2005 Cadillac STS, the Cadillac. Me and a friend went 50-50 on it, tried to flip it for profit. And well, I could have just bought him out of it and had a really good, reliable car. But no, instead I sold it. With my half of the money, I decided a 1984 Chevy Square Body was a great idea. With, a carburetor and no box. Brilliant. Makes tons of sense. I think that was probably the most sound decision I ever made in my life. Couldn't have made a better one. So I was driving to school with temporary plates because I couldn't get it safetied anywhere in Ottawa. Great idea, Using my head. I got my buddy Trevor to bring me a box for the truck. He had to do a 10-hour round trip with a shitty U-Haul trailer to do that. He did it. He brought it up. For the most part, it went pretty well while I was in trade school with it. He did an alternator, some gaskets, pretty much just drove it. It burned tons of oil. And what I mean by tons is on an 8-hour road trip, 6 hours in, I was completely out of oil. Had to pull over at a gas station and fill it with whatever oil I had. The only time I seen the oil filter on that old 350 was in this clip.
What the hell do you want to film that?
I drove the truck stock for about 3,000 kilometers and then I was like... Woo! I got a great idea. I should LS swap this truck, Makes tons of sense. It's my only mode of transportation, my only vehicle. Probably do that. I started looking for a donor truck and I found the perfect truck. It was a 2001 GMC Sierra. I just want the engine from it. Pulled that little 4-point grate out of the truck, got it all prepped. Holy fuck, I'm driving on the Terminator, boys! Me and my friend Eric and my other friend Jesse, we got it pulled off in a weekend, minus some power steering lines, but the truck was drivable, because again, my only mode of transportation, get to work and make money, it made sense. It's fine. Sometimes things got forgotten, as you can see. My truck was making a noise and, I guess I forgot to tighten those bolts. And again, being my only mode of transportation, I never beat on the truck. Never. No. Having a Terminator X was really cool actually because I wasn't very familiar with engine tuning at all. And it's not like I'm very good at it now, but I got to learn a lot with the Terminator X. So I got another maybe good 3,000 kilometers out of the truck. And well, that little 4-point grate let me know that she was also pretty tired. I guess that makes sense because I pulled it out of a truck with 300,000 kilometers. So unfortunately I gave up right before my next term at trade school. I had a decision to make. Do I go to the scrapyard and pick up another junkyard engine and pray to God that everything will be okay? Or do I make the sound decision and buy a brand new car and, have a reliable daily? That's what I did. Ended up buying a 2021 Chevy Spark. Done more truck stuff than most trucks. So unfortunately the truck sat for a whole year almost. I guess now is a great time to mention, if you ever had a project in mind, just go ahead and do it. The memories you'll build, friends you'll meet, you'll create memories you'll never forget. The swap was super easy. I used the rad out of a 2007 Avalanche as well as the fans for it. So the E fans were pretty cool compared to the old clutch fan. Bought a set of swap mounts from Holly. So again, just plug and play. It was very easy. I decided to stick with the stock TH400, which hindsight was a mistake, especially in a 1-ton truck with 410 gears in the rear. Man, oh man, was it not good on the highway. Just revving to the moon. The TH400 robs tons of power. If I were to do it again, I'd go for a standard transmission or minimum of 4-speed, like a 4L80 or something. That overdrive makes a huge difference. So after the winter passed, and most of summer, unfortunately. I started rebuilding the truck in September, October. I thought it would be a brilliant idea to task us with way too much and paint the truck and get it going again with the engine. I don't know why I thought that was going to be a good idea, but it was a terrible idea.
Hi, welcome to my paint tutorial. So first you want to start with gallon and paintbrush, and then you just start painting. Oh, you have to mix the paint. And then you start painting. Water will make the paint dry faster, so don't even worry about it. Just take cover, wait till the rain goes away, and then keep painting.
So over the summer, I collected as many parts as I could. I ended up finding L33, and if you don't know, the L33, kind of a unicorn engine. It came in 05 extended cab, regular box 4x4 truck. It's an all aluminum Gen 3 with Gen 4 rods and rotating. So it ends up being a really strong engine. It also comes factory with 799s, which are a great flowing head. Kind of hard to go wrong with that package. That L33 was one of the greasiest engines. My buddy Eric likes to say it looks like it was found at the bottom of a lake. So I sent the block to get machined, and unfortunately, the machine shop convinced me to do pistons. That turned out to be a mistake, and you'll see why. I got a truck Norris cam for it, 550 lift springs from GM Performance, the trunnion kit from BTR, GM Performance lifters, GM Performance oil pump, brand new timing set, 92 mil throttle body, brand new beautiful set of 706s that I had, Trailblazer SS intake, and some Camaro injectors from my buddy Eric. All the goodies you would want on a project like that. It was ready to make some decent power. Finally got it running. We were just really excited to get the truck running again. Then unfortunately disaster struck, and it was another blown engine. So another long and cold winter the truck sat. This time I said fuck it. I ordered a 408 short block, fully forged, manually rotating, manually forged pistons, manually forged rods, and manually forged crank. And being a 408, you know, there's no replacement for displacement. It'll make good power. I ended up finding a BTR Red Hot Spicy Cam for it, GM Performance lifters, milling oil pump, BTR 660 lift springs. To save a little bit of cash on the whole thing, I ended up just cleaning up the 799s that came with the L33. Yeah, basically the engine was pretty well fully built. LS9 head gasket, ARP head studs. And we got it installed and running. I drove it for a little while. That's where the Hot for Teacher clip came from. Drove it for a little while, and unfortunately the transmission was like, I'm gonna unalive myself now. And the closest TH400 for not $1 million was from my buddy Trevor again. That was a 10-hour round trip. So I convinced my friends to pull out the old transmission while I went to go pick up this new trans, because we were trying to make it for a drag strip event, and well, we only had a couple days to get the truck running. And well, I got the transmission successfully. My mission was accomplished. And in the meantime, my buddy Joey was fabricating an exhaust from scraps. Thanks to him for doing that. The truck was really loud, and well, I got pulled over and ticketed. Everything looked great. We got the new trans installed, and we go to fire the truck, and unfortunately disaster struck again. It emptied all its engine oil out in seconds. We had a decision to make. Either we give up and I get in with someone else, or we rip that trans out again, see why it's leaking. My buddy Jesse, well, he didn't let me give up, so we decided to pull the trans out. Turns out the fluid was coming out of the rear main cover. I used bolts that were way too long, so they bottomed out and left a gap for the cover to move. It's just full engine oil pressure out the back of the cover. So you live and you learn there. But we didn't have a gasket to replace the old one. My buddy Jesse was like, I know someone who's got a gasket. He made a phone call and stormed off. In the meantime, we got the engine all ready to go, prepped, and he came back, thrashed all night to get this going. And that's where this set of clips came out.
It's 3:50 a.m. We're going to test drive the truck 3 deep. Make sure it works. Look at your fuel still up to 7.
I definitely got carried away and almost put the truck in the rhubarb, but you know, you get that. I was excited. We finally got the truck running.
Still fucking pins, and we're in the rhubarb.
And as we were leaving the area, well, the truck said, fuck you one last time. Popped one of the lines out for the trans cooler, covered the windshield in transmission fluid. So we were pulled over in the middle of the nowhere with no tools. By some miracle, we were able to pop the line back in. Well, the only problem was the windshield was covered in trans fluid. It's like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna use my beautiful McDonald's t-shirt and clean off the windshield. So I drove home with no shirt and just smiles, you know? At this point, it was 4:30 a.m. and we were all wrecked and tired. We had to be up for 10 a.m. if we wanted to make it to the drag strip in time. Everyone went home, we got as much sleep as we could, and we woke up for the 2-hour journey we had ahead. And I have to say, I'm never ever gonna forget the moments I had. I didn't even end up racing. I was still on studded winter tires from, you know, me daily driving this truck. Just the whole drive, the experience with friends, the memories you'll build, the memories you'll make. It's an unforgettable experience. So we decided to be our buddy Steve's support for the weekend. He was racing a Turbo Civic, so that was pretty cool. Had tons of fun, watched cars go down the drag strip. Unfortunately, this story ends with me selling the truck. I sold it to my buddy Trevor, funny enough. I wanted to sell the truck, but not the engine. I had the great idea, hey, let me drive to your house, 5-hour road trip, pull the engine, stuff everything in the back of my Spark, and drive home. So that's what we did. And if you were wondering, the H400 and a 408 fits just right in the back of a Spark. You have room for one other grown man in the passenger seat.
You like it? Yeah.
This is not where the story dies for that 408. Like you saw in my previous video, it's going to go in the BMW. And if you're looking for more truck content, don't you worry. I already have another truck and I'll be introducing it to the channel soon. Just stay tuned for that. But I can't thank you enough for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing. And until next time, peace.